a little bit of a different setup here. I've got you guys up on my external big monitor, so hopefully it's not too weird having monitor and then camera over here. But reason for that is today's Monday, the 9th of September 2024. Yesterday was Sunday, and it was definitely one of those, like, blah, let's just not do anything and just have a recovery lazy day and talk and think about life. So, started out pretty good, went on my run and everything, and then after that, my wife and I were just feeling very stressed out about life, and so we spent a lot of time running some quick errands and then talking in the pool and outside the pool and just discussing what we wanted for life, things that we've done in the past, things that we're doing now, what we want to do in the future, what does that look like, where do we want to live, like all of that, life crisis stuff. Anyway, with all of that, I did not get done. I didn't do anything on here. In fact, I missed quite a few of my 75-day hard habits, which that's something I'll make a standalone video about, but for now, I'll say I had decided to, instead of trying to hit that full 75 days, to just do 30 straight days in the month of September to the end of the quarter of Q3 and then call it a day. And the reason why is because I had been trying to do 75 hard for since the beginning of quarter 3, which would have been July. And I've been doing really good, but every 2 weeks I never gone more than 2 weeks without missing a day. And usually what that was is it was either my reading or taking the progress picture. There were a few times where I missed a workout or missed... Actually, no, I don't think I missed a workout. Maybe I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I know there was at least one and maybe 2 times that I messed up on my diet and just completely forgot. But for the most part, it was these 2 smaller things. And I know Andy Friselis, the creator of 75 Hard, would be like, those aren't small things. Those carry just as much weight as everything else. Which, fair. But in my mind, even though it's like, hey, we want to make sure that we're building the muscle of doing the small things every single day, which is true, like, hey, I am doing my best. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is for the duration of the past... what would that be? 2 months? Yeah, 60 days, a little over 60 days. I had been trying to do 75 hard and just feeling very done with it. 2 workouts a day is a lot. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been sore just every single day. And I know Andy talks about this as well. And he's like, yeah, like, that's how you're supposed to feel, and, just get it done. Which on one hand is inspiring, but on the other hand, I'm like, that's not what I want for my life right now. And to risk sounding soft and being like, oh, look, I just want to be drinking pina coladas on a beach all day, which is not what I want. I want something a little more than that. But at the same time, I also don't want to go full Goggins mode in my life. That just does not appeal to me, maybe for a short period of time. But again, I've been trying to do this 75-day hard thing, which I do like the streak aspect of trying to hold a streak. I think that makes a lot of sense, and it really tries to push you to not mess up because you're going to lose your streak. I don't so much like the whole reset. Like, as soon as I miss the streak, then, I'm completely reset. I would rather just say, oh, I messed up, oops, let's make sure to not do that again, and then trying to beat your best streak record after that. So you're just always trying to bump your record up of your longest streak that you've got, longest days in a row, which is something that I think it was Adam from Mind Pump, the Mind Pump podcast. He talks about that. That was one of his big things when he was in the bodybuilding competition space. He'd always try and have the longest streak of perfect days, which would be a workout, perfect nutrition, and at least I think he was going for 8 hours of sleep, maybe 9. So those 3 things, and he would just try and keep that streak for as long as possible. And he said he usually would hit it for about 30 days, maybe 2 months. But he said most of the time it was about 30 days, and then he'd have some sort of a day that either was out of his control or was more something like a birthday or some reason why he would say, you know, this is more important to this event is more important to me than holding the streak. So, anyways, I say all that to say I think I'm done with 75 hard for now. I'm sure I'll come back to it. I will leave. I'll probably delete the 75 hard project because it's not that hard to create. But I do want to come back to it at some point and do it and just to be able to say, hey, I did the 75 hard thing. But for now, it's the 75 day hard habits are starting to feel like I want to replace them with my own things that push me towards my own goals, which right now is going to be software development related, and having a 45-minute workout slot in the morning, or just any time during the day. But having that, one of them I can put in the evening, which would be my normal workout slot, and that's fine. But then having another one that I have to fit either in the morning or over my lunch break at work, that cuts into that time. So anyway, that's my thought process there. So I'm going to go through, and you've been seeing there's a lot of red here, and I probably should have given you my full beautiful face during that monologue instead of having you stare at the screen, but whatever. I've got all these tasks left over from some from Saturday and then a lot from Monday or Sunday, yesterday, but some from Saturday. And if you go back and watch my Saturday video I've got up, which would be the 7th, you can listen to what happened there. But basically I got distracted on YouTube, let myself get distracted on YouTube, and didn't finish some things. But I'm going to go through and change all of these that are overdue to do today, and then I'm going to delete the 75 hard stuff, and then I'm going to I'm trying to stick with only having 5 things each day to do, because one, that makes sure that I only focus on the things that actually move the needle forward, that actually are optimizing for the outcome. It's something Hormozi talks about on, let's see, let me pull it up, his latest podcast with Modern Wisdom, which is 24 Controversial Truths. Yeah, that's useless. Anyway, 24 controversial truths about success and failure. And so he was talking about too many people optimize their actions for the input. So I'm going to put this many hours in and do this many things, but we should be optimizing for what do you want the output to be, and then figuring out what the inputs to get that output would be, which is like no duh. And so yeah, I want my 75, my own 75-day hard habits to be things that move me forward, which in this case would be coding or working on side projects. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna change all these due dates to today and figure out which ones I'm gonna do today, which ones I'm gonna push off to some later date, and which ones I'll fully delete. So I will be right back. All right, that took way longer than it should have, but here's what I've got. And I know you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, 25 tasks. That's way more than 5, which is what you were originally saying you want to do. Yes, and let me show you the reason why. First, I've got everything organized in terms of priorities. So I've got priority 1, which I will only ever have 1 task there, and that'll be like, if nothing else happens today, only this, then today's a win. And then I've got priority 2, which the idea is you have 1, 2, 3, so you have 2 decently chunked priority 2 tasks that you want to do, and then 3 smaller, more life admin, 10-minute tasks sort of a thing. So there's obviously more than 2 here. There is almost a little over double that with 5. The reason why, this credit profiles I've done already, so it's just Bryn that needs to do it, which it will be very fast because now that I've done it once, I know how it works. And you just go in, create the accounts, freeze it super fast, maybe 15 minutes. That'll kind of combine with the life admin meeting. So those 2 will get knocked out at the same time. So let's chunk it into 1. So that means we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's double what it should be. And then it should be at 2. We're at 4 now. This work on real estate, that is basically done. I'm waiting for a call from my realtor. Had a little bit of a mix-up working with... anyway. Waiting for a call there. So that's basically done, but I haven't checked it off just to make sure that I'm getting everything done that I want to on there. So that brings it down to 3. So we've got 1, hygiene routine, 2, these 2 things, and then 3, walking extra light in the bedroom. This one also won't take very long. But it's still something there. In fact, this is probably a 10-minute task. And then this one's definitely a 10-minute task. Is there an easy way? Let's see here if there's an easy way. I thought there'd be an easy way to add a label on there without clicking into it like this. That's a 10-minute task. Sweet. Scroll down here. Next section. So that's that taken care of. This gets down to 3 tasks. 1, 3 instead of 2. And then, sorry, I'm scrolling around here just thinking off the top of my head. So 1, 3 instead of 2. And still at 25, but broken down a little bit. These all, a lot of these are 2-minute tasks that I haven't done because they involve Bryn. So this is a 2-minute task. Ooh. This is also a 2-minute task. This is a 2-minute task. This may or may not be a 2-minute task. I had some issues with trying to add her card to it, and I don't know if that's just because I was adding a bunch of cards at the same time, and so the system flagged me, or if it was because my name is different than her name on the card. So I might take some time on that. So I'm not going to add that. This is just switching over a card in my Disney Plus account. Ooh. So that's pretty easy. Calling Retro Fitness, that's probably not a 2-minute task. So these 3 are 2-minute tasks. There we go. A little froze out there. 2-minute tasks to do with not me. And then, let's see here. This is a 2-minute task as well. So I can see, like, even though I've got a bunch of tasks here, and that should be only 3 in this third priority 3 section, should only have 3 tasks here. 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, I was saying 1, 2, and 3, not to read off priority 1, 2, and 3, but to say 1 task in my first priority of the day, 2 tasks in my second priority, and 3 tasks in my third priority. Kind of ironic that they're called priority 1, 2, and 3. But let's see here. Downloading an insurance card, that's also a 2-minute task. Payment method and switching out, instead of my wife having automatically logged into her Amazon account, she just logs into mine. That makes it easier. I can go look up transactions and categorize them in our budget. And then if she ever wants to make a purchase without me knowing, such as a birthday or whatever it is, she can do that. So, yeah, these are all also 2-minute tasks. There we go. So we've got in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 tasks here that are 2-minute tasks. So let's say for the sake of simplicity, these all combine into 1. Then we've got 1, 2, and then 3 tasks. I hope this doesn't come across as like, oh, wow, you're really rationalizing your lack of whittling it down to 5 tasks. A little bit, yes, but also these are all 2 minutes. They don't take that long. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 minutes for 7 tasks. Realistically, they could be all combined into 1 task, saying like things to do with Bryn, and then list them all as subtasks. So whatever. This last section, which is priority 4, or as I deem it, as like a no priority category. And this includes some of my routines that I have written down. The main reason for these is it makes it easy to swap in and out different things that I want to do throughout the day and that I want to try and see how will they work on my schedule, such as like, oh, do I want to work out in the morning or stretch, or do nothing, or how fast do I want to get into my work, stuff like that. So that's why those are there. This morning routine is done. These are all 2-minute tasks as well. And then, this one is as well, actually. This is just quickly texting someone. And then this is more of just a reminder, not really even a task. And yeah, this may or may not be a 2-minute task depending on how hard it is to get into her AT&T account. So we'll leave that. Actually, I will reschedule this out. I'm doing some live. Obviously, some of these days don't even have 5 tasks, so that'll be fun to reschedule everything out. I think I'll schedule it for the 12th. I don't want to keep pushing this off for as far as it has gone on, because the whole reason for switching it over to a different card is because I get what's it called, cell phone insurance. So yeah. Anyways, that's what today is looking like. I think it's doable. My work schedule isn't too crazy today, so I should be able to come in here and knock these out.